on my computer. And then when we're done, I'll send you guys I'll get it transcribed, and then I'll get subtitles. So some people are asking for subtitles or cap. So I'll get that done and then get that off to you. So yeah, so I'm just going to share my presentation now. Okie dokie. Move you guys over to that side. Present. So today, I'll be giving, if you don't have the 100 free Canva templates, I'll be sending you a link for that afterwards. I just ask you to make a copy because otherwise you will affect the original. The other thing is I have offered you one AI document conversion, so you can actually send me that document afterwards. I'll get it converted to you and I'll actually send it back to you. And I'll talk you through what kind of documents we can convert and what we can't. So yeah, just quick introduction to 369 Collective. So basically, my business is a small marketing agency or digital marketing agency, and back in 2020, a lot of my clients were complaining about not having gotten good work out of service providers, or service providers just disappearing on them, a lack of support, things like that. So I set about putting together a group of service providers that cover just about anything a small business could want, and I personally vetted them. So I've either worked with them, they've worked on my business, or I've actually they've worked on my client's business. Oh, cool. No worries, Kath. And so, yeah, I'll just go over this presentation quickly and then hop in. So just for everybody's baseline, if you want to chuck in the chat, who has got their brand kit in Canva already? Now, you would need Pro for brand kits. So just put in the chat yes or no, and then I get an idea. If there's something that I've done, I can tend to go quite fast. I have learned to slow down in the 21 years I've been in New Zealand. So if you think this is fast, it's nothing compared to when I arrived. So feel free to unmute yourself and interrupt me. I don't mind. So I'm just going to work through the list. At the end, we can ask some questions, and I'm happy for anybody to stay afterwards if there's a particular thing that you're stuck on and you'd like me to help. I'll also talk you through the lead magnets and ebooks that we do. We also offer an optimize with you, a done for you, and a done with you on a lot of our services. I'm just going to skip through this one. The next page has got bigger font. So I'll do a small introduction to Canva Magic Switch. So what they've done is the resize. So I don't know if you have resized designs or videos or things like that in Canva, but it's now under Magic Switch. So it doesn't no longer have a resize tab. It's just everything is Magic Switch. So I'm going to talk about creating a brand kit, how to identify a color. So say, for instance, you've got a color that you really love, but you don't know what that color's hex code is. In other words, it's difficult for you to recreate that. I can show you how Canva can actually identify it for you. We look at fonts and typography. We look at applying the brand kit to style. So if we've got, say, a presentation that's 100 slides, we can apply that brand kit to it, and in under 1 minute, your brand kit would have been applied from a color palette perspective to all the slides. Resizing, creating an animation MP4 from stills. I'll show you some voiceover design, how to upload and edit a PDF. Yeah, so if we may or may not get to the other things, but I'll show you different sizes to save and different formats that work best on different platforms. I have my logo and colors in Canva, but I don't have Pro and don't have a brand kit. Okay, cool. So in New Zealand, in New Zealand, Canva, it costs $19.99, and it saves me a small fortune. So I don't know what it costs where you are, but let me just try and get out of here. So that's probably one of the first things we'll cover is the brand kit. And I'll just use some sample logos to demonstrate that. So Eileen, where did you get your so you identified your hex colors somewhere else, and then you've just put them into Canva in the brand kit?
So I think I might even have had Pro at one point. But I added my logo and it pulled colors from the logo, I think.
Okay.
And then it added those in automatically. But and then it has some like other ones that I don't understand, but it picks some other like branding things for me too.
So you see on the left here, where it says brand,
Yeah.
you see it's got that little crown there. Now that little crown means pro, right?
Yeah, I don't have the crown. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not expensive. Well, it depends on what's expensive to you, but for what it gives, it saves me thousands and thousands a month, and I paid $20 a month for it. So I mean, just a graphic designer, 1 hour with a graphic designer will cost me more than that. Look, it doesn't take the place of a graphic designer for digital. When it comes to print, then Canva does have some limitations, right? You're better to go to a graphic designer if you're wanting to print large format. For business cards and things like that, it's probably fine. So I'm just going to go through brand and how that works. So here you can see I've got some brand kits already in here. And you'll see it's got logos. And then obviously here's the color palettes. It's then got the option to upload fonts for a title, subtitle, heading. This is what we call typography, right? Typography is the whole thing. And you can upload. So if you go to Google Fonts, all Google Fonts are free, and they are best to use in digital because they are accepted under Google's accessibility, which is a very important ranking factor. So if you want to rank in a Google search, don't use custom fonts because Google doesn't like it. And it'll just push you down in the Google rankings. So you're best to use Google Fonts. It's all, you don't have to license it, and it's free to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it's like to create a brand new one. So in the top right, you're going to go add new, and then you're going to call it, I'm just going to put demo kit, and I'm going to create. So here it gives you the option. You set the logos, colors, and then your fonts. Now you don't have to upload a font for every single section here, but it is helpful when it comes to, say, for instance, you produce blueprints or guides, or some complex documents. It's helpful to have all of these because then the different parts. So caption, for instance, would be in your social media. Body would be if you were doing it, for instance, an email, and title and subtitle and heading could be for presentations. So it can be helpful, but let's just upload some logos, see what I've got saved. Don't know what I've got saved. Let's have a look. There's usually a lot to choose from. Okay, let's just choose. Let's choose something interesting. Let's just choose that one. You'd be surprised how many colors there are. Oh, doesn't like it. So it will only accept certain formats. And I don't know why it's not accepting that one. Okay. It needs to be a PNG or a JPEG. Let's see if it'll pick this one up. It's not a logo, but it's one of the things I use. So now you can see, now that the logo is uploaded, below you'll see all the colors with the hex codes. And you can either then keep or remove it. So for instance, if it's a logo you've updated and you thought perhaps you like the colors, but when it's actually up in front of you in little squares, you go, oh no, I don't quite like it. But in this case, we're just going to say keep, and then it's going to be part of the brand kit here. And then you can then go and go through the actual hex colors, and you can choose custom colors if you want to add other colors to the color palette. But pretty much there you can see exactly what so now when you're in a design, you'll have this handy on the left hand side menu, and so you don't have to keep inputting the actual hex color. For fonts, I'm going to upload. So this was originally downloaded from Google Fonts. Now, Canva has lots of its own, right? But if there's one that it doesn't have, you can upload it. And what I do is I just upload the whole family. So it's your italic, your bold, that kind of thing. And that you'll get that warning, just say yes. It's making sure that you're not using licensed things that you haven't paid for. So, but Google Fonts is free. Just Google Google Fonts. So just give it a second to upload. Yeah, so that's all there now. So when you're actually in a design, I'll take you to a design and I'll show you how we can change. So when you're in it, so for instance, you're in a design like this, I was mucking around with the magic morph as part of the AI magic switch. But if you go up on the left to where it says design, so right at the top, it's the last one on the top left, you go to styles, your brand kits will be here. This is where your brand kits you'll find your brand kits. Yeah, so that should be right at the top. And if I, for instance, do that, then it will, the sections that can be changed, in other words, that's not an actual image. If it's an image, you can't change the color palette, right? But if it's an element, or it's writing, or this is just a simple background, for instance, if I delete that, delete that. Now I can actually go in and you'll see now I can actually change the background color. And the more that you shuffle it, it's going to keep changing it until you're happy with what it looks like. And then you can then apply that to all of your slides. You can also get to it here. So you can basically then say you've got more than one brand kit, you can actually find the different brand kits in there. You can see the one I created this morning. So that one, for instance, can once again, if I just shuffle with that, it's going to shuffle through the color palettes, giving me different variations. So it makes it very, very easy. From a text point of view, so these are a little different. I can't change the text or anything because it's part of the AI, but I will show you ones that I can. So to play with the magic, just go to canva.com/magic-home. You'll see I've got it highlighted there, and then you can play with the different things. So these are all the new things that it can do. So they've got these little mock-ups that you can play with, so that you first play with those, see how they work, and then you can apply it to your own designs. So that's what I would do. I'll just go in here and have a bit of a play. I don't think that it's you need Pro for Magic Studio. Oh, okay. See where it says Pro? So the ones that say Pro, you can't, but there are some that isn't Pro. So what do we have next on the list? Let's have a look. Any questions on the brand kit? Identifying the color palette, typography. So once again, to identify your font. So if you've gone to the left here and you've added a heading, a subheading, or a little bit of body, so if you've put that into your brand kit, it will use the right fonts. But you can also, if you don't know the font, for instance, it's from a template, a Canva template. if you just click on the block and you have a look here, you'll see what font it is, right? And you can actually go here and change. I can change the fonts here if I want to. The back button on Canva goes back at least 10 steps. So don't worry too much if you make mistakes, because you can go back at least 10 steps. And also the other thing, when you resize, so I think brands are resizing, yeah. So when you resize your designs, you need to go to the top left here where it says Magic Switch. It's no longer under File. So Magic Switch. And if you can see it here, you can just select it. If it's a custom size, you're going to click Custom Size and you're going to put it here. Use pixels, because pixels is most commonly used across all design and graphic design language is usually pixels. So you can do a custom design, or for instance, I can say, right, I want it to be a Instagram post, portrait square. I tick that. I then go continue. Now, bearing in mind, there's a lot of content on this slide, so it's not going to fit so well on an Instagram. But we'll just try it, and just so I can show you what it does. So it goes there, and now your original design will stay on this tab. And when I click Open Designs, it's going to open a new tab. It's actually open two. So you don't worry about losing your original. Your original is always there. See, there's the original. And here's the ones. It's now resized it to Instagram size. So, which is 1080 by 1080. So all you have to do now is just go in and just move things around so that it looks a bit more, you know, the design looks nicer on on your actual Instagram. And here you can go in and you can make a logo. So if you want to increase the size of font, you can go here and you can increase the size, or you can just actually go on the block and you can just drag it out. You can drag it out as big as you want. There's so things like logos. I store my logos in a folder down here. So I'll just go to the right brand kit. Okay, that's not the right brand kit, but anyway, let's try that one. Yeah, so there you can see my various logos. So if I want to use a logo, I will just select one here. It'll go onto my my design, and I can move it around if I want. Other things you can do, for instance, if you see this, so this is an element. So I found this one under elements. So elements are like little icons, or like link in bio, or special offer, or Black Friday, or something like that. You can see all different kinds. And I actually use that one there. So I use that one. And you don't know in advance whether you can change the colors of elements. The only way to know is to, so I'll just delete it and show you. So you click on it, it comes onto your canvas, and if you see different colors up here, you know that you can actually change those colors. I can go here and I can actually change those colors. Pretty easy to do. And then I end up with a variation of the one that I just did there. You follow? Any questions? And you can also duplicate pages. So you could just go over here and you go to the plus. So for instance, you want to maintain the design, but you want 3 or 4 slides. You can just duplicate it, and then you can actually go in and make changes to the second one. You can also add a new pages, which is this one here. And say, for instance, you're wanting to download a PDF, but you've done a presentation and there's a few slides that you don't want in the PDF to send to your clients or your prospects. You can actually just hide that page then. So that'll mean that when you actually go to the grid view and you look at the grid, you'll see that one is hidden. So I can also go in here and I can, so yeah, you lock page. So you can't actually hide it from here. You have to hide it when it's in full screen. But you can see what it's done. These I had a rectangle design and now I've got a square design. So now I've got to go in and I've got to stretch everything out. For instance, if I go to that one there, I will just stretch it out like this. Yeah. And I would take that and perhaps that, you know, that looks all right. And that perhaps I'll just stretch out a little, make it a bit bigger, whatever you want to do. So you can change obviously the colors of the fonts if I want to go in and change it to pink or whatever color I want. But just play around with things. You'll quickly see with design, it's always very good to have a good contrast. So you can see, for instance, that's too much for an Instagram. It's just too much information. So what I would do in this situation is I would break this up into two. I would just duplicate the page and then break it up in two and put half of it here and half of it here. That's what I would do. Let's have a look. What else? Is there any questions? Just pop them in the chat. So let's see what's next on the list. Okay, creating an MP4. So you can, I'm just going to delete this first slide. So if you've got a presentation like this, I'll show you what the full presentation looks like here. So that's the full presentation there. And if I wanted to share this as a video, you can see I've got some animations in mind. So if I actually wanted to see what those animations look like, I'll show you how to do the animations in a second. Then the next to share on the top right, there's a play button and it actually tells you how long it is. So if it's longer than a minute, you can't use it as a reel typically. So particularly if you're using scheduling software, that scheduling software is very strict and it'll say you can't have more than 60 minutes or 1 minute. Sorry, 60 seconds, 1 minute. Yeah. So you have a look at this one. It's 1 minute 15. And you can add audio to it as well. I'll show you how to do that. So you can see I've added animation to this. And this is what it would look like if I downloaded it as a video or an MP4. So it just makes things a little more interesting instead of just, you know, your still image. And some people prefer video anyway. So they prefer to watch video than just look at stills. But this is basically a still presentation that I've turned into a video. Really good for your YouTube channels. You know, you can upload videos like this, tutorials or, you know, masterclasses or things like that, webinars, and you can actually add this animation into it. And your video clip, for instance, could be on the second screen. And then that would play and then the animation would carry on. So yeah, so it's only 1 minute and 15. But so I would have to shorten it. I'd have to go in and I'd have to go in here and I'd have to, when I go and animate, so I'll just show you animation. So you highlight everything. You go here at the top above the presentation, it says animate. And on the side here, you can choose what you want. So if I choose wipe, you see how fast it is? If you look over here, it says speed. You can actually slow that right down. So now when I go, it's a lot slower. And then you can actually apply that to each, it'll apply it to each of the canvas. And when you go to download, you're going to go share. I don't know what, I'm not sure why it's like that. Sorry. Domino, quiet. Sorry, it's my dog. You're going to go share. You're going to go download. You're going to select MP4. Yeah, it will, if you put animation into it, it will default to MP4. And then if you have a look here, if there's any hidden pages, it actually won't be included. So if I've hidden a page, it won't be included. Or you can just go in here and you can just untick what you don't want and it'll exclude those pages. And then what I recommend is the size. I recommend streaming. If it's for YouTube, I recommend 4K. Yeah, so YouTube 4K. For streaming and social media, 1080p, so that's streaming. 720 for social media. I found the quality not good enough. So streaming for everything except for YouTube. YouTube use 4K, and then it'll download it as a video just the same way as I showed you. I did the video there. And if you're wanting to present, so if I want to present this in a full screen, like I did just now, once again I go to share. Over here it says present. I would then go present. When its button's purple, it's going to put it into full screen. And now I would use my mouse to transition to the next screen. So just one mouse click, and you get onto the next screen. And to get out of that on your keyboard, you just hit escape. Yeah. There's a question there. Yes, you can create reels in a Canva. Absolutely. I'll show you. And then the other thing you can also do, if what you're looking for is in here, then just click on more. You can actually present and record. So what this does, I'll just show you, but it won't be able to work properly because my camera's already going. But if your camera is not doing something else, then this works well. So okay, so it'll count you down, and it would normally, if my camera wasn't being used in this Zoom, I would pop up in a little circle on the side. Do you see where that sound thing is? That's where my face would pop up. It is now recording my voice. And if, like I said, if I wasn't on Zoom, it would be recording my face as well. And you can actually then talk to the presentation, and you can say, hey guys, how you going? Today I'm presenting blah, blah, blah. And you could actually go through the different slides by yourself like this. And then once you finish, you go end recording. It'll now upload the recording. And my voice will be there, but my face won't be because my camera's busy. Yeah. And you can either then download it. If you're not happy with it, you can just, or you can just save and exit, or you can just discard it. If you wanted to share it with somebody, you can hit the copy link, and you can share the link and somebody will be able to view it, but they will view it in Canva. So if you share that link, they're going to view your presentation in Canva. Yeah. So I'm just going to save and exit. So that's relatively easy to do. If I'm wanting to add audio, so audio is on the left. You can add audio to anything. So I would, let's just, if you want to hear what the audio sounds like, you just press the play button and it will play. I'm not sure my sound's not working. It was working earlier. Anyway, so if you press that button, you can actually hear the sound. If you want to use that, the audio, then just click on this main part of it, and you'll see, because I was in slide 4, it only starts on slide 4. But if you wanted the whole presentation, just drag it across, and you'll see now it's gone across all. So it's going to play the whole presentation through. You can also get beat sync. Beat sync is the presentation's animation will work to the beat of the song. You know, I don't know if you want to go that far. Eileen, I'll quickly show you. I'll show you reels. So what I would do is I would actually go to templates, and I would go reel. Find a reel that you like. Go customize this template. So you can actually see here that you can create the reel. You can duplicate pages. You can say I want to add a page. I can actually drag across other designs on the left that are of the same. It's going to give you the actual font family, or not font family, the color palette on the left. So you can actually go in and add things. You can, so all these elements here, you can change colors. So if I went in and I went to my brand, and I clicked on my color palette, you can see how it's now changed it to mine. Once again, it will have built-in animation. So there is actually a sound to this one, but I could go and I could say, no, well, I wanted to do that instead, and I want to slow it down. Now it slows it right down. And then you'll just, when you share and you download this, you're going to download it as an MP4 and for streaming, and you either can download both. So you can actually make 5 of these screens. I can make 5 of these, and I can actually change the writing, for instance, on this one. So that one could be try, do, and that one could be don't try, whatever you want to do. You can add some images. You can add an element. So for instance, you want to add an element, you can add an element. Put it there, you can resize it, and you can see this element, see the color up there? You can actually go in and change the color of that element. And you can also resize it. Other things you can also do is you can change the orientation. You can, you can make it in a slightly different way. So, and it'll show you the degrees there. For square things, you're obviously looking for your 90, you're looking for your 0, and you're looking for your 180s to make sure that you've got them nice and straight. So that's another thing. You can do that with any elements. You can also do it with words. You see, you can actually, I can do that with words if I want as well. Does that answer your question, Eileen? But for instance, if I wanted to be silly now and change this into a reel, I could. So it'll get Instagram reel, continue. It's now copying and resizing. Now, the bigger the presentation, the longer it'll take. Oh, that was quick. So now this is going to be Instagram size. And I can download it once I've edited it, right? So you can see down here all the frames. And I would need to go in and adjust everything here because this is so if I were you guys and I was doing marketing on Instagram, I would start with a Instagram square, so 1080 by 1080, and then I'd convert that to a reel. Don't go from a very big presentation, otherwise there's just too much content to fit on on a narrow tool thing. But this is the size you want to use. This is the size. If you want to do a reel on Facebook, same size. You can get away with this size on TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Threads takes anything. I don't use Threads anymore though. Who uses Threads? Yeah, so reels are easy. Once again, you can go in here. You can, if you highlight everything, you can go in and animate. So you can make it do all kinds of silly things. And once again, you can slow the intensity down. So you can make it real fast or you can make it real slow. If it's got text on it, I recommend wipe because it slowly just introduces the text. And I always put it on slow. Yeah. If you want to get rid of the animations, you can just down the bottom here, you go clear animations. It'll clear all the animations off. And if you just want to test how does that look, just press the little play button in the top right, and it'll actually. I won't play that now because my first frame is 5 minutes long. Let's have a look. So you can actually go in here and I can delete that. You can go in and delete things, and you see how long that frame is? It's 5 minutes long. It's very long. So I can go in here, actually get rid of that one. But you kind of see what I was talking about, but you're going to have to go in and edit everything. So for a reel, I'd start with the template and work from there. It's the quickest way to do it. So to create a presentation, I basically created this presentation from a template. and you can change the background. So say for instance, I'll go to photos and I go to background. So I can actually go in and change this background if I want, but then of course you can see you're now going to have to go in and you're going to have to edit. You're going to have to make this a different color, yeah. Otherwise, it's not going to stand out. So just bear in mind, and also you may it may cover some elements. So in that situation, I could go in and do that, and it looks like that. So all you're really doing here is you're dragging it into the top corner, top left corner. Just drag it in there, and it'll change the whole background. You can also say, for instance, you think the background's too intense. You can go here just above the presentation, and it says transparency, and you can actually make it less intense. You can do that with anything that's a color or a font, but it's dead easy. You can change it in seconds. And then if you're not happy with it, you can just go out of it. What else will we do? So voiceover video presentation, I've shown you that. Combining images and videos into a video, yep, done that using elements. You can post from social media on Canva, but it's not. I'll show you. So you see it's got your LinkedIn, Instagram, and you can also get to it from the home page. So if you go to the home page, I'll go back to home. In the middle here, you can see social media. And then there's some quick ones which you can do. You can do a quick Instagram story. And an Instagram story is the same size as an Instagram reel. So you can interchange those. But usually on stories, you've got some functionality like polls and things like that. But you can go quickly and you can just find one and you'll know it'll be the perfect size. So you can always see the size here and it's always in pixels. That's a quick way of doing it. Otherwise, you go here and you just type. If you can't see it, just type it in. You can also import files. So if you've got a video that you want to perhaps upload and add slides to, I could, for instance, so that's a thumbnail. Where's the video? Okay, I've got no videos, but technically you could actually go here. I could select a video. Oh, there's a video there, and I could upload it to the platform. Now this one here, so it's asking me, do I want to add it to upload? And I just go add to upload. And I've already got this video. So this video is created with Magic Studio. I'm not sure why it's been so slow, but we'll upload it and then you can technically go into design. I'll show you now. You can go into design, create a new blank canvas. I go to my upload. So this is where you upload it your own media. If I've got a video that suits that style, I can go in here and I can drag it in. You can drag it in, and then you can add, different frames. For instance, I can have an introduction cover, have the video, then have link in bio, or click the link in the comments, or whatever you want to do. You can do that. For any video you can drag in, and it'll auto-play. So this is just a video from Mario. These were real. If you want some clients to give you videos to share on Instagram, ask them to have their phone in portrait, because otherwise they're going to end up with a video
people all around the world.
that doesn't Facebook is lining to Where's my background music?
Is that
not me?
To be able to spread my message out to many, many more people. I really want to thank her.
I don't think I've got any
She's
music.
been so patient with me. Her knowledge is just so deep.
Is it still bothering you, Aline? Let's just see what I haven't covered. Go back here. Let's have a look. Yeah, so social media, it can only do one at a time. So yeah, I mean, you can also save your designs to you can download them, add them to a presentation. You can download a selection, put them in your Google Drive or into Dropbox, or Microsoft OneDrive, or whatever you want. If you've got messaging software or email marketing software, you can find some of them down here. But there are loads of options of where you'd like to publish your designs or your videos. But it's all just so you go share. And once you go share, down the bottom, you go more, and you'll actually see all that kind of thing. It can even do things to embed videos into websites and things like that. But the best place to decide the format is to be on the presentation, go download. Here, you select which pages. I'm going to delete this page. Maybe that's what's making a noise. Okay, cool. So you're going to go share, download. You're going to go here and select which pages you want. And up here is where you can scroll. So PDF, they always say suggested, which is going to be best for what the design is, right? So you can go in, but you can also say, no, I just want to download this first slide as an image. My recommendation is PNG. It's always the way it presents and the resolution is always better. JPEG is a much smaller file and recommended for websites. SVG, that's for web design. GIF, so you can make GIFs on here, which is just a animated image file that has no sound. Yeah. But you can actually make custom GIFs on here and post them on Instagram and Facebook. So there you can see if you wanted to make a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. I don't see why you'd want to, because you could just do everything PowerPoint does in here anyway. You can then download a PDF. And PDF print is just a slightly higher resolution. And then PDF standard, that's what I would download for you. For instance, if I wanted to send this to you guys afterwards, I'd download this as a PDF. It'll just start downloading to my desktop. If you want to stop it, you just press there and it'll stop it. But that's how you do it. If you want to share the link, you can see at the top here, it says only you can access. If you wanted to share it, for instance, with your team, you can have teams on here. So if you've got a VA, you can invite them. I think at the moment, you can invite up to 5 at no additional cost. But if you want to share it and you want anyone to be able to open it, then you want to select anyone with a link. And then you just go here and you copy the link. They would obviously be on a browser of sorts, and they would type it in, and it would actually open up in their own Canva account. So that's how it would open it up for them. That's why I recommend if you share it, because now they can go in and they can change things, yeah? So I recommend when you sharing things like that, that you download it as a PDF and share it that way. Because if you share the Canva link, they can go and muck around with it. And then next time you go and look at it, it's all changed. So the same thing with the Canva templates that I'll send you this afternoon. All you need to do is click the link, go here to the left, go to File, and down here you see where it says make a copy. You're going to make a copy. Now the original is going to stay there, right? But it's going to open up a new window, and you're going to go in here and you see it says copy of. You can just call it whatever you like. Yeah, you can just go in here, type in here, whatever you want to type in, but just make a copy. That means that any changes you make in this tab is unique to you. You can now make it your own, and you're not going to affect the original. The ones that you get on these websites that you can download, and that they work a little differently. But this is how this is the best way I know to use it. So if you're wanting to do something like, let's have a look. If you're wanting to do a presentation, I would just go to home. Make sure you're on templates, otherwise it's going to search your projects. Go down to templates on the left, and at the top here, so generally speaking, if you search presentation, you're going to get a landscape design. You see how they all landscape? So presentations tend to be landscape. This is the actual template that I used for today's presentation. I just changed it all. If you're wanting to do something that's A4, so portrait, then you can go here and access any of these. Once again, I can go and say customize this template. And you'll see it'll load it all up there. If you want to be able to see a grid view, you can see the grid view. In grid view, you can move things around, yeah? So I can move that slide there and I can move that there. Just make sure that it has, you see it has that line. As long as it's got that line, it's going to pop in there. But I can go here and I can go up to design styles. You see how I've changed the style? And if I keep going, it'll just keep changing the way it looks. And then at the very bottom, you see that purple button? It says apply to all pages. If I hit that, I'll show you, it's going to happen. Well, it's already happened, right? So it's now changed the color palette of the whole thing, right? This is probably not the best one to use because it's got so much text, but I could go in and say, no, well, actually, I don't like that. Let's have a look. So you can go in and you know, make it what you like. Obviously, if I choose a different color palette, it'll be different. So I don't think I've got any others. I've got that one there, for instance. So that could, for instance, change. Then I go apply to all, and now you can see it's applied it to all of them. So that's one. This one's very wordy, but anyway, there's thousands of other templates that you can use. I just want to see what I may have missed or not covered. But yeah, look, to play around with the magic, just go to canva.com / I think it's the Magic Studio. I'm trying to see where, yeah. So that's it there. So if you want to click on that, I'll put it in the chat. But you can go and play around with the AI. It is improving. Oh, I'll show you one other thing before I finish off today. I'm looking for accommodation for me and my dog for the weekend, so that's what that was. I did turn one document, so this is more for us playing around with the AI. Okay, so we're going to go to the presentation that we'll use the presentation we've been busy with. So I'm just waiting for the screen to load. All right, so you can actually go to Magic Switch and you can transform this presentation into a document. So you go Magic Switch, yeah. Obviously, if you can't find what you want, you will then what's it doing that? I'm going to go transfer into documents. Yeah. I can then make it a summary, all text, an email, a blog post, a poem, or song lyrics. Say, for instance, I want to make an email. I click on email. I go transfer to documents. Now, obviously, depending on the size of the presentation, it's now scanning. The AI is scanning the presentation. And when it's ready, so it's going to transform it into 2 designs that you can choose from. It'll open each design in a separate tab. So when you're designing in Canva, quite often you will have multiple tabs open, depending on what you're doing. Because every time you open a new thing, it opens up in a new tab. See, that's jumped into a new tab now. And now it will create an email. with a subject. So it hasn't done a very good job with the color contrast, but you can go in and change that if you want. So it's put it into an email. Yeah. It's going, hey there, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, it's relatively basic at this stage. I would say ChatGPT does a better job. So all I would do with that kind of presentation, I'd copy all the text and I'll just stick it to ChatGPT, and I'd use it like that. But it's good if you want to quickly get an email off to someone and you don't feel like you don't want to send them the whole presentation, you just want to send them a snapshot. Then this is quite good as a follow-up. Just seeing what I haven't. Is there anything else you want to just pop in the chat whether there's anything else that you want me to cover off? I think I've covered everything. If there's anything individual, just message me, Venessa Minkley, on Facebook, or send me an email. And I've got lots of little demo videos. So, you know, 99% of the time, if you say, hey, Venessa, I need to know how to do this, or I need to know how to do that, I can I probably already have a video, a Loom video, or another presentation I did at another time. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of presentations, so I've got them all saved. So if you need any of them, let me know. Otherwise, I will send a follow-up of everything today. I'll send you your freebies and what you need to do to get your free document. I'll send you your Canva for the free templates. They are fully editable. You can also resize them. So you'll be able to turn that into Reels if you want, or turn it into Facebook posts if you want. But the actual Canva templates are Instagram size. Now, Instagram size will work on Facebook, no problem. So Facebook takes a square image, no problem. But Instagram does not like a rectangle, where Facebook is more rectangle. The other place not to use a square is in your Google business profile. It will cut the top and bottom off. It wants a rectangle. If there's nothing else, if there's any questions, you can unmute. Yeah, it's amazing what Canva can do, Eileen. So, you know, the way I've learned is just honestly to play around with it, and make mistakes. It doesn't matter. It's digital. You know, you can just undo it, delete it, do whatever you like. It's not, you know, it's not a big deal. But play around with the AI features. Go to the you know, go to that magic, that link that I said, and where is it? I don't know where it is now. Yeah, so just canva.com/magic home, but you'll be able to get to it from the Canva home screen. You see there it says Magic Studio. Just click on that, and I don't think you need a Pro for that. So I'll send you the replay. I'll make sure to get it transcribed. And I'll put some captions on there, and yeah, I'll follow up an email. And otherwise, thanks very much for coming along. We do we can turn a scribble document or just a rough Word document into a really professional ebook, which is really good, good to use as lead magnets. You know, if you put that into an email sequence with a landing page and a bit of automation, we can also help you with that. So if you're needing help with sales funnels, lead magnets, email sequencing, automation, and you want to set that up perhaps for the holiday, we can probably do maybe 6 before the end of the year, but that's about as much as we can do. We've got about 10 projects in progress right now, and probably can take on another 6. So, but this is just so that over the holidays, your business is working for you even while you're with family and friends, you know, Christmas and New Year and those kinds of things. And it runs 24 hours, 365 days of the year. And so you'll pick up people overseas while you're asleep, particularly if you're sharing on your socials and you've got international people in your email database. So yeah, so if you're keen to know what platform I recommend, I've got 33 years in sales and marketing, and I've probably used every CRM that there is out there. And the one that I recommend has come from years and years and years and years of testing. By far the cheapest, by far the one that you won't outgrow, and one that people who use the big names who were using ClickFunnels are now using Go High Level, because they just got sick and tired of all the hassles with ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is also more expensive, and everything is limited. On Go High Level, everything is a flat rate and everything is unlimited. So it's completely the opposite, and it can do a whole lot more. So I'll pop a link in the email to follow up. But other than that, if you've got questions, email me or just DM me, send me a DM on Facebook. And like I said, I've probably got a already recorded tutorial for you, and I'll just share a link with you. Yeah. All right, Eileen, Michael, I will talk to you again if there's no other questions, and I'll send you the recording. Take care.